Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Today we are at the sewing machine and you probably see me moving my little mic around here. I'm trying to find a location that I won't be hitting it and that you'll be able to hear me. I am completing these pressed flowers. This is in my Sew Sampler subscription box and I love these patterns and I just want to complete these blocks. I'm a little behind because the monthly subscription box, they're on block number 5. So I had to purchase 1 through 4 and I'm just trying to get some done now. So just come along with me. We'll chit chat and sew a little bit. So down to the machine we go. I thought I was recording and I was not. Of course not, but I've gotten my first 4 squares done, and I don't remember what they call this, flying eagles or something, I don't know, but I don't call them that. They're whatever they are. I'm just trying to sew them together. This has been a very busy day today, and I have found, of course, I'm going to show you guys this. I do mark my squares because I am not the greatest at sewing these the way they should be, and how I stay on that line is I have my stitch in the ditch foot on. So I put that foot right on that line and go with it. Because like I said, I'm still kind of new to this, and yeah, I have trouble doing that. So you improvise. You find ways to do what you need to get done. So what I'm doing is trying to get, I have these 4 blocks here that I'm trying to get completed. And I thought I was recording them before I did my first stitch. I thought I was recording, and apparently I wasn't. I didn't hit the button hard enough, I guess. Now, I will say the stitch in a ditch foot is kind of difficult to use when you don't have a seam line there. I use this to quilt my baby quilts, the ones that I have done and finished. I used the stitch in the ditch or my walking foot. Now I'm just raising that lever to lift the foot up. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to show you some shortcuts for beginners because I'm calling myself a beginner still, just because I don't know everything about quilting. I don't know all the good shortcuts. But now I have to trim this 1/4 of an inch away from the stitch line. So what I do is I use my little ruler. From this green line to the edge is 1/4 of an inch. I put my stitch line, or that little first line right there, that green line, I put that on top of my stitch line, and I'm able to cut 1/4 of an inch. I'm not very good with distances or spaces like that, so I'd rather use a ruler, and I just use my little rotary cutter here and just cut it off and throw the waste away. And while I'm got my rotary here, I'm just going to trim the strings. These are the ones on the end, so it has the strings on it. That one is done. Let's go on and get this next one, and I will have to press them out. Now this one here, I see for some reason wasn't straight on that line, but that's okay. I'm going to still put, it wasn't very far off the line, so I don't think it would make a big deal. And see, like that one there, see the top, I don't know what I was doing there. But we'll just see how this block turns out with all these boo-boos on it. But yeah, if y'all are experienced quilters, I mean, does that just come with time knowing this? Because, and my husband will tell you, I can't tell you how long a mile is. I just know a mile is a mile when it marks it on my truck. So, okay, so now we've stitched on the drone line. We trimmed a quarter away from the seam, and we repeated it. So now it doesn't say anything about pressing it, but I'm going to press it. So hang on, guys, I'm going to press. Okay, so we are back. We have our squares. They are pressed, and I'm going to lay them over here to the side. Our next step is, it says fabric C, which is the little squares, and fabric G, which is the large rectangles, which are these. So I am to do on these like I did that, but I have to do it on all four. I think these are called flying geese or something like that. I can't remember. But it has us doing these on the opposite corners first. And I'm still using that same foot. I'm still going same direction there. And I think that one got off, but I'm going to go on and just go to the next one. I'm not going to worry about it. And now I'm going to go to the bottom. We did the top left, now I'm going to the bottom right. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I feel like as newbies, there's so many questions and you just really don't know what to ask. The one thing that I have noticed though in sewing and making the quilts, I've only completed 3 quilts, I think, and 2 of those were baby quilts. The one thing that I have noticed is trim up your blocks, square up your blocks. It may not seem important, but square up your blocks. It makes a huge difference. Because at first I was like, well, I'll square it all up once I get it all done. No, no, no. Square up your blocks as you go. Because if there's a problem, you'll find it earlier on. I've gone to square up blocks and found that they like almost half an inch off. And don't know what happened because everything was cut the same, and it's just that it was off by like half an inch. Not even a quarter of an inch, a whole half an inch. So yeah, go on and square up your blocks as you go. Press as you go. Always press. Because that can change the actual width of your block. And always make sure when you're pressing that you're pressing and not ironing. Because if you iron, it could actually stretch out your blocks. So I'm hoping I'm giving y'all some useful tips. I mean, I don't know if they're useful or not. I'm going to go ahead and trim these up. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to move where you can hopefully see. Okay, I'll just show you here. Okay, you can see my stitch line. I need to trim a quarter of an inch over here. I'm going to show you here. I will lay that edge of that green on my stitch line there, and I will cut right there along the edge. I didn't know if my explanation made much sense earlier, so I wanted to show you that. I probably need to be pressing these right now, but I'm not. I'm going to go on and press these before I do the second set of whatever those things are called, before I sew the other square on the other corners. They don't call them anything in the directions, the instructions, so I'm not calling them anything. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm sewing the squares here. I just realized that my sound was out. This mic is very cantankerous, and if you bump the mic, the sound goes out. So I am ordering a new mic this week sometime, whenever I get down to it. Okay, I got off right there. Got off the corner and because that is the worst thing to me, is to be watching a YouTube channel and not be able to hear them. Because I don't hear very well as it is, and then to throw in not good sound makes it even worse. So I don't want to put you guys through that. A few of my early videos, well, I'm still having it happen with these. I'm having problems with my sound getting skewered on my editing, and I mean, I'm sure that's user malfunction though, because I'm still learning all of that. Eventually I'll learn it. But in the meantime, I'm sorry you guys are having to suffer with it, because I don't know how to fix it, or I would. I let it go. It, you know, kind of my motto, it is what it is. There ain't nothing I can do to change it, because once it happens, it's there. Okay. Trimming these up. And now I'm going to press them open. Okay, I'm breaking one of my cardinal rules. I'm not trimming, because these are so wonky that I don't know what to do about that. But we're going to trust the process again. So we've got those two done. Now we have A's and F's. We have A and F. So let's get these out of the way. And I hope you can see down here. I'll put you where we can see here in a second. If I don't know why that one was there, but we're going to be making 2 of each of these. So I am going to go on and lay all my fabrics down here. So you can, I don't know if you can see that, but this is what our block is going to be. And we sew these 2 together first. And I've not said this, but I always do same sides together. I hope everybody else does too, because I can't imagine it turning out if you don't. Oops, I don't need that foot anymore. I'm going to remove that foot and slide my other one back on, which is really easy with this machine. So, but I do have to move my foot, my presser foot, my needle to 6.5 position, a 6.5 position, and that will give me 1/4 of an inch. I don't think that caught my fabric, but good, my little feet thing pulled it on through. Okay. I'm only doing those 2 so I can go on and open and press them. Okay, so here's the 2 that we have here. And now we have these 2 to sew together. We almost have this one done. This is the second one. I'm going to press this one as well. Now we have our 2 squares, and we're going to our next step, which this is H and this is B. We only have the 1 E, and we have several of those, so I'm hoping those all go together. H and B. We sew these 2 together. And then we have this H&B, and we sew these two together. And now we press. But we put these two together. We nest these seams together. I'm going to get these under that needle. And I know my hand is probably in the way there, but that is the easiest way for me to keep control over it. And now I have to press this one as well. Okay, now we have our square there. Okay. Now this is where the truth comes out. And in order to not get confused, I'm going to work on one row at a time. So here we go to our next set of blocks. Y'all know, quilting is just like putting a puzzle together. You're just taking all of these pieces and matching them where they go to make a picture. I guess maybe that's why I love quilting, because I love puzzles. Trying to keep these strings kind of at bay. And y'all, if my sound is going in and out, that's because my mic is laid on the table over here, because I kept bumping it and it's sort of making funny noises, so I just thought it'd be easier just to not be moving it at all. Okay, and these I'm sure are going to press to the center, to that main solid colored block. Okay, so then we piece these two together. And we have to nest those seams right there. Okay, and this one presses upwards. Now this one goes to this one. And this will be our first block of this, because we still have the little brown squares to hook to it. Okay, we've got that part of our block done. Trying to make sure I don't have any threads I need to trim off. How this goes is we take these two, sew these two together, and then we take this one and sew to this end. Oops, doing it the wrong direction though. Gotta watch that color combo there. And guys, I'd like to tell you, if you'd like to do this pressed flowers pattern, you can get this at Fat Quarter Shop. And you can actually get it in the Sew Sampler box too. The box that I just received, I think it's the one I paid for in August, I believe. And I got, I think at the beginning of September, but it had block number 5 in it. Okay, well my points didn't go all the way like I thought they would. I could probably take that out and make it go. But I need to get this one sewn together. And we'll see what it looks like after I get this one put together. Let's see, that one did really well. So first thing we do is take our block and put these together. I think I got that seam completely hooked before I let go of it. I'm going to look at it and see. Okay, now the next thing we do is we take this block and sew it to this. Well, we got our first block done. Now I only have 4 more to catch up with where I should be. But yeah. Block 1 is down and in the books. So guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on that subscription button. And you'll be able to see more sewing, quilting, cooking, gardening content. And if you want to be notified when I upload new content, just click on that notification bell. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.